Throughout the Pokemon anime, Ash Ketchum has traveled various regions to tackle the leagues to progress on his dream to become a Pokemon master. Throughout his journeys, he has met countless friends that he's traveled with, and you can say they are an integral part to determine if a series is good or not. But unfortunately, not all companions are created equally. Some are more loved than others, and some of them just get lost in the dust. However, this video won't be covering Ash's best companion, rather his most impactful companion. What I mean by impactful is not necessarily how much the character impacted Ash, but rather how much they affected the landscape of the Pokemon anime and the legacy they left behind. This will also include how they affected the feature structure of Pokemon companions, and the answer might surprise you. Entering the spotlight is May, and before you Serena stands storm the comments, I will be giving an explanation on why I think in separate summarized points. These points will include character analysis, what she is like as a character, her legacy, what she left behind, and finally my own thoughts on her as a character. I will have timestamps in the description for each individual point, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Although it's not like May is unpopular by any means, however, I feel like she can be overshadowed by characters like Serena and Dawn, which make people forget how good of a character she really was. Personally, I grew up on the Diamond Pearl and XY anime, so I didn't see much of May as a kid. But however, thanks to my little friend in Go-Go Anime, I was able to watch Pokemon Advanced Generation to get an insight into May and hopefully inform you about her as well. May was introduced to us as a 10-year-old girl who wasn't interested in Pokemon, however she wanted to be a trainer to be able to travel the world. It was obvious that she didn't really have a goal, and I like that. Prior to her, characters like Brock and Misty were introduced with predetermined goals. However, in May's case, I believe this allowed the writers to explore with her character more, and gave more freedom to develop her. Her whole dynamic of not knowing what to do, but expected to be like her father, has impacted heavily to characters, even to this day, to a character like Chloe from Pokemon Journeys. Off the bat, this made her character very relatable, since not all people know what to do off the bat. I really like the fact that she used Pokemon as an excuse to travel, because I can relate to that feeling because I love traveling as well. After meeting Ash, May uses her broken bike as an excuse for him to travel with her, and she was awfully happy when he agreed to it. I mean, I don't think May would be that happy over any random boy to journey with her. Okay, all more shippers, calm down. Anyway, May's personality is introduced as kind of dorky and bratty, but also sweet and likable. You can consider her like that stereotypical girl who's kind of annoying but also very nice. Then of course, once May is introduced to Pokemon contests, she immediately falls in love with them. This of course creates the dynamic of contests, which will be explained later on. This creates a huge shift in the tide of the anime, since contests weren't relevant in the anime until this point, and it gave the main character the role of competing in them. This was also the first time the anime introduced a character that had a non-stagnant goal, and you could argue its importance to rival Ash's, and was one of the first instances of dual protagonists. I love May's development by her being a coordinator. As originally someone who hated Pokemon, her competing in contests and growing alongside her Pokemon deepened her affection with her Pokemon. An instance of this was when May won the Falabor contest. She told her Beautify she loved it, and helped me gain an admiration for her character for someone who originally really disliked them. May's journey as a coordinator also impacted her battling style. She was always interested in using dazzling attacks which gave the crowd a good show, while also being able to get good hits. I love this because this showed that she could develop her own battling style, since she knew Ash's offensive style wasn't as suitable for contests. Her journey also introduced excellent rivals such as Drew and Harley. Prior, you didn't see companions have rivals, but I thought hers were done exceptionally well. Her rivalries helped elevate her growth and skill, as they were both arrogant and fueled her to improve, and even characters like Drew noticed this growth and learned to admire it as well. In AG, I feel like May had some of the best female rivals so far. It was so good that even Ash didn't have to have such a good rival because she had some. And to this day, I don't think any other female companion has accomplished that. I also liked how Ash and May's friendship developed during the series, and how this impacted them. May went under Ash's wing as the newbie, and was able to learn a lot under him. You can also see the growth they had in terms of maturity. Them having to find their stride helped humble them, but they were also quite bratty in the earlier stages. However, they gained confidence overcoming these challenges put in their way. I feel like the final battle they had between May's Blaziken and Ash's Sceptile was perfect, because it showed how far they'd come as both trainers and friends, and it was so heartwarming seeing them share that ribbon together. In conclusion, I believe May is a fine character, and was the definite leap from Misty's character. So that concludes my character analysis. Let's go on to her legacy. Okay, this will be including the most explanation of why I find May impactful. Two characters I can closely compare to May are Dawn and Serena. The most glaring aspect of this is they are all Pokemon performers, however there are more underlying details on how her character influenced these future companions. May starting off without a goal resonates strongly with Serena. It is obvious that Pokemon battle didn't interest them, and they wanted to travel for one reason or another, and her being expected to follow in her father's footsteps can influence a current character like Koharu. Their careers as coordinators also closely resonate with each other. They all had that moment where it clicked. Funnily enough, for Dawn, that moment was meeting May, and eventually beating her in a contest. This blatantly shows how much of an influence May was on future characters, as well as Serena. Serena started off as a bratty girl as well, but going through that stage of cutting her hair and growing alongside Ash and her friends, she was able to grow in maturity and become a better Pokemon performer. And in May's case, it was when she lost to Drew in the Slateport City showcase. You can see how parallel it is to each other, and of course May was the first one to do it. The fact that May also had rivals allowed these other future companions to have rivals to which their determination would be high and would have their will to win. And this allowed for both characters to have great rivals, for Dawn being Zoe and Kenny, and Serena being Mia and Shauna, and this amplified their skill level and their love for their Pokemon. I'll put it this way, May's character is like the backbone for a good character, and her development as well. I remember jokingly saying that May walks so Dawn can run, however, it is kind of true. Characters like Dawn and Serena have taken good characteristics of May, such as their origin, her development, and her contest tree, and improved upon them, and added new elements to make them more memorable and loving characters. It is certain that May has influenced these character traits. Now onto my thoughts of May. Personally, I did not know May as a child and admired Dawn so much. As much as it pains me to say, Dawn was my first cartoon crush. Okay, apart from the cringe, I did not really know her character. However, watching Advanced Generation for the first time, this allowed me to really admire her as a person and a coordinator. Honestly, right now, I have May on the top of the list of characters I want to return in Journeys. I want to experience her character more freely and with an open mind. And she hasn't appeared in over 10 years, so her return will be a refreshing sight to see. I also found her gags of her getting extremely mad over food to be hilarious. That is truly a trait of a top tier girl. And on a random note, I really liked the layout of her Pokemon team. It was diverse in types and was surprisingly strong. You can consider it the strongest team out of all Pokegirls. In conclusion, I don't consider May my favorite character, or the best Pokegirl, but in my eyes she was a pioneer. She brought so much to the Pokemon anime. Without her, we may have never seen characters like Dawn and Serena, and the whole entire landscape of the anime could be different if she never came into fruition. This is why, my friends, I believe May is the most impactful character. Give me your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. This is the first time I've ever done a video like this, so please give me any advice for the future. As always, have a great day and peace.